Let's the study of solar system. Welcome to Laxminarayan's blog and subscribe to this channel if you are new to here. The solar system is the gravitationally bound system of the Sun and the objects that orbit it. It formed 4.6 billion years ago from the gravitational collapse of a giant interstellar molecular cloud. The vast majority of the system's mass is in the Sun, with most of the remaining mass contained in the planet Jupiter. The four inner system planets Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars are terrestrial planets, being composed primarily of rock and metal. The four giant planets of the outer system are substantially larger and more massive than the terrestrials. The two largest, Jupiter and Saturn, are gas giants, being composed mainly of hydrogen and helium. The next two, Uranus and Neptune, are ice giants, being composed mostly of volatile substances with relatively high melting points compared with hydrogen and helium, such as water, ammonia, and methane. All 8 planets have nearly circular orbits that lie near the plane of Earth's orbit, called the ecliptic. There are an unknown number of smaller dwarf planets and innumerable small solar system bodies orbiting the Sun. 6 of the major planets, the 6 largest possible dwarf planets, and many of the smaller bodies are orbited by natural satellites, commonly called moons after Earth's moon. Two natural satellites, Jupiter's moon Ganymede and Saturn's moon Titan, are larger but not more massive than Mercury, the smallest terrestrial planet, and Jupiter's moon Callisto is nearly as large. Each of the giant planets and some smaller bodies are encircled by planetary rings of ice, dust and moonlets. The asteroid belt, which lies between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, contains objects composed of rock, metal and ice. Beyond Neptune's orbit lie the Kuiper belt and scattered disk, which are populations of objects composed mostly of ice and rock. Astronomers generally accept about 9 objects as dwarf planets. The asteroid says, the Kuiper belt objects Pluto, Orcus, Haumea, Quaoar and Makemake, the scattered disk objects Gong and Eris and Sedna. Various small body populations, including comets, centaurs and interplanetary dust clouds, freely travel between the regions of the solar system. The solar system is located 26,000 light-years from the center of the Milky Way galaxy in the Orion Arm, which contains most of the visible stars in the night sky. The nearest stars are within the so-called local bubble, with the closest, Proxima Centauri, at 4.2441 light-years. The overall structure of the charted regions of the solar system consists of the Sun, 4 smaller inner planets surrounded by a belt of mostly rocky asteroids, and 4 giant planets surrounded by the Kuiper belt of mostly icy objects. Astronomers sometimes informally divide this structure into separate regions. The inner solar system includes the 4 terrestrial planets and the asteroid belt. The outer solar system is beyond the asteroids, including the 4 giant planets. Since the discovery of the Kuiper belt, the outermost parts of the solar system are considered a distinct region consisting of the objects beyond Neptune. The principal component of the solar system is the Sun, a low-mass star that contains 99.86% of the system's known mass and dominates it gravitationally. The Sun's 4 largest orbiting bodies, the giant planets, account for 99% of the remaining mass, with Jupiter and Saturn together comprising more than 90%. The remaining objects of the solar system together comprise less than 0.002% of the solar system's total mass. The Sun is composed of roughly 98% hydrogen and helium, as are Jupiter and Saturn. A composition gradient exists in the solar system, created by heat and light pressure from the early Sun. Those objects closer to the Sun, which are more affected by heat and light pressure, are composed of elements with high melting points. Objects farther from the Sun are composed largely of materials with lower melting points.